Hi, everybody. Today we are talking about statistical questions. We are beginning our unit on statistics today, and this unit is all about data, collecting data and analyzing it. Now, in order to collect data, we obviously have to have something that we're asking. So, we use statistical questions. Now, this statistical question is a question that can be answered by collecting data. The answers to a statistical question will be varied based on the data collected. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. An example of a statistical question might be, how many text messages do middle school students typically send each day? Because you're asking middle school students, you're going to get a variety of different answers. You're not just asking one or two. It's not saying how many text messages do you get each day. Now that would change it to a not statistical. Like as in this question here, what is the height in feet of the tallest mountain in Colorado? Obviously, there's only going to be one tallest mountain. So you could change this to say, what is the height in feet of the different mountains in Colorado? That would change it from a not statistical to a statistical question. Another example, how many hours per night does a typical teenager spend watching television? Because you're taking it from a variety of different teenagers, okay, you should get a variety of different answers. Now, if you're asking one person, how many hours per night does my best friend spend watching television, that would be something different. And here's another not statistical. How many people attended last night's jazz concert? We could change this to how many people attended the jazz concerts last month. That would give us a variety of different answers because we have lots of days to collect data from. So in the table, the questions on the left are all statistical because they were to survey a group of students. You will likely get a variety of responses. Questions on the right are not statistical because each question has one specific response. Constructing statistical questions is an important part of the process of using statistics to collect, organize, and interpret data. You will learn how to apply these steps in order to answer a statistical question. So the first step is to construct a statistical question. What can you use to survey people? It needs to be varied. It needs to be an answer that you can get different responses, not just a yes or a no. And you can ask a wide range of people to answer for you. Then you're going to use your question to collect data. Now you might collect data using tally marks. That's a really good way to do it, or lists. Then after you have your data collected, you will summarize the data using tables or graphical displays, and finally use the data to answer your statistical question. So turning the page now, I'm on page 538. Let's try example 1. It says here to determine whether or not each question is a statistical question. So example 1, how many states are in the United States? Now, because we're all super smart, we know there is only one answer, 50. You can't make up anything else. So this is not a statistical question. Let's move on. How many states has the typical middle school student visited? Now this one would be, because we can survey a lot of different people and we would get a variety of different answers. So this is a statistical question. How about this one? In what year did Alaska become a state? This is not. Because there is only one answer, 1959, we cannot call this a statistical question. How about this one? In how many states has the typical adult in your neighborhood lived? This, once again, because we're asking a bunch of different people, typical adult would be a statistical question. Yes. Now, once we have that data, once we've collected it, we can then display it. So one way to do that is to display it in a table. So as I've asked people, okay, I can then create a table. So if we ask, how many hours do you exercise each week? We can put it into the table, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 hours of activity. How many people said 0? Well, 1. How many people said 1? 2. 2 hours, 5. 3 hours, 5. 4 hours, 3. 5 hours, 1. And 6 hours, 2. So based on the results in the table, one observation you can make is that more than half of the people who responded exercise fewer than 4 hours per week. So you can see the majority of people exercised fewer than 4 hours per week. So let's take a look at example 2. Suppose you want to answer the statistical question, how many hours per week does the typical 6th grade math student study? You survey students in your class using this question. Then we're recording the answers here. Now we need to organize the data in the table. So what we would do is use tally marks, okay? So I'm going to first start by putting a tally every time I see a 2. There's 1, a 4, 5, 4, then we have a 2, a 1, and a 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 3, 5, 2, 2, 1, 1, and 4. Now we can take a look. So this is 5, 4, 2, 3, 3, 1. Once we've gathered the data, we record it, and then we can find how many total people were surveyed. We would add this all together. 5 plus 4 is 9, 11, 15, 17, 18. Okay. So we got a total of 18 responses. Then we study the responses to determine if there's an overall trend. One observation that you can make is that half of the students of the survey studied fewer than 3 hours per week. So that is all about statistical questions today. Please complete your homework online. If you have any questions, please let me know. And we will see you later. Have a great day.